go to the Rose Bowl. And dearly beloved, we're gathered here today to kind of look back and celebrate the life and expectations of Alabama football, because I legitimately think now Alabama is going to a dark place, and you think about where they are as a team, how they started the year, and finally, I saw finally on ESPN, they bring up the Florida State loss to start the year. And now they bring up Indiana just eviscerating Alabama. Like, this game was UGLY ugly. Buzz your girlfriend wolf about 3 or 4 different times. I'm at this point, Fresh. I legitimately will now. I don't view Alabama in the same light anymore. And I know people are going to point back to the regular season and go, well, they have 4 ranked wins in a row. Okay, let's go back to that. Which one of those ranked wins was any good? I will give you the Georgia win, phenomenal. That's a phenomenal win. It's in Athens. It's one of the hardest places to play. Give you that credit there. Vanderbilt. Missouri didn't beat a team with a winning record, and Tennessee didn't beat a team with a winning record this year. So this is the problem with us using the AP. The AP overranked teams. The overranked teams. This is where the bias sometimes gets exposed. Alabama didn't deserve to be in this playoff. And when they went up against a team that was better, talent-wise better than them, and played a more cohesive football game, because I watched Tim Tebow on the broadcast. Tim Tebow picks Indiana to win because they play together as a team. They play as a unit and said there, guys, we're listening to the Paul Feinbaums of the world. We're listening to all of those other people try to sit there and, pat Indiana or Alabama on the back and say, it's not that bad. No, this is bad. This is bad for your season. This is bad how it ended. Because again, as much as I criticized Ohio State loses to Indiana in their last game of the season, but they made it competitive against them at least. And then they were at least tried to come back in the second half. Alabama was never competitive against Georgia in the SEC title game. That game was over in the third quarter. I don't care what anyone else wants to say. That game was well done. And then this game, they looked like a shell of themselves. So Nick Saban's no longer on that sideline. Kalen DeBoer, I would say he's probably on the hottest seat in America because of expectations. But again, I'm going into next season, and I am legitimately downgrading Alabama as a program now.
Well, Ty Simpson will be gone.
I will give Austin Mack.
Is Ryan Williams coming back even noteworthy? I mean, outside, literally, Odell Beckham Jr. had 1 catch his entire career, and it was on a Sunday Night Football broadcast versus the Cowboys when the team was terrible and made a one-handed catch on the sideline, and that became like, oh, he's actually the best receiver of all time, when he was just garbage. Before that, he's made one-handed catch. Ryan Williams made his game-winning catch versus Georgia last year, where he broke tackles and danced around down the field. Outside of that, kind of like, he hasn't done anything since that moment. When everyone sees that moment, like, oh, he's the greatest, he's 17, blah, blah, blah.
He's not
good. He's an average receiver who it all caught up on, and he made a flash play with everybody watching. And that is where people remember that one play. They weren't watching the Vanderbilt game, even though the numbers say that they were. Him not showing up versus Vanderbilt, Missouri, Tennessee, Georgia, an SEC championship game, Auburn, like, this is like, okay, you're just wearing a uniform and you're out there. Are you playing because of your name? And they're so desperate to keep up, they're going to give him more NIL money. Jeremy Bernard is the much better receiver on that football team. And that was the problem. Alabama, 7 losses. Granted, you had 1 in the playoff this year and you had 1 in the SEC championship game, but 5 losses prior to that in the past 2 years. That's a lot of L's. And Nick Saban, outside of his first year at Alabama in 2007, where they played in the Independence Bowl, they hadn't seen that. So this is the pitchforks are out in Tuscaloosa and all across the state of Alabama. And I think that the shine is off, and it is now officially done.